Faster My, good evening and welcome to the Mags Radio Folk Show with me, John Barker, playing you the best in folk and roots music from the Isle of Man and from all around the world. First track today, The Quiet Joys of Brotherhood, from an all-female band, Lady Maisery.
As gentle tides go rolling by along the salt sea strand, the colours blend and roll as one, together in the sand. And often do the winds entwine to send their distant call, the quiet joys of brotherhood, when love is Lord of all. The oak and we together rise along the common ground. The mare and stallion, light and dark, have thunder in their sound. The rainbow sign, the blended flower, still have my heart enthralled. The quiet joys of sisterhood, and love is Lord of all. But man has come to plough the tide. The oak lies on the ground. I hear their tires in the fields as they drive the stallion down. The roses bleed both light and dark. The winds do seldom call. The running sands recall a time when love was Lord of all.
And next up, a little old-time Appalachian music from Scotland. with Hannah Reid and Michael Starkey. This is Leonard's Blues. I should have played this next track last week, because last week up in Newcastle upon Tyne, it was the Hoppings, the big fair on the town moor. This is called Bother at the Hoppings and it's by Jez Lowe.
The Hoppings and the talk of knuckles and knives. There's fighting and scrapping to the back of a jukebox jive. Oh, it's the same thing every year. Not enough women and too much beer. There's bother at the Hoppings and folks are running for their lives. There's laughing and grinning and screams that cut like steel. As the waltz is spinning like a drunken man's last reel. But all those gangs are gathering out in the dark, relishing the smell of the dodging spark. There's bother at the Hoppings in the glare of the Ferris wheel. They say don't go, there's always bother at the Hoppings. Bother at the Hoppings, it's like a third world war. But we still go, because there's nothing like the Hoppings. Nothing like the Hoppings on the old town. Camelot and the Dodgem cars, all trouble and tattoos. You really gotta watch them if they take a snarl on you. Oh, well, they'll spin you, don't you, just for the crack. The two-bob change never did come back. Making bother at the Hoppings is the last thing you should do. They say don't go, there's always bother at the Hoppings. Bother at the Hoppings, it's like the Third World War. But we still go, because there's nothing like the Hoppings. Nothing like the Hoppings on the old town. There's a ride called the Comet that can turn your insides out. It makes the lads all vomit and the girls all scream and shout. And there's a lass some after works in the fish shop, a mouth like an actress talking to a bishop. There's bother at the Hoppins with a kiss, a cuddle and a cloud. They say don't go, there's always bother at the Hoppins, bother at the Hoppins. It's like the Third World War, but we still go because there's nothing like the Hoppins, nothing like the Hoppins on the old town moor. They say don't go, there's always bother at the Hoppins, bother at the Hoppins. It's like the Third World War, but we still go because there's nothing like the Hoppins, nothing like the Hoppins on the old town moor.
Staying in the northeast, this is Catherine Tickell in the Darkening with Cockle Bridge from the album Hollowbone from a few years ago. Music happening around the Isle of Man this week. There's the usual sessions, so Wednesday night at O'Donnell's from about 8:45, the Mitre in Ramsey from about 8:45 on Friday. There'll be a Sunday afternoon session, but I'm not sure where it is just yet. And there'll be the Folk Club at the Buffs Club in Ramsey on Thursday evening. On Wednesday night at the Sailor Shelter in Peel, there's Mark Burrows and Mark Lawrence, so that's a night of fine guitar playing for you, and that's free from about 7:30. On Saturday night at the Institute, we've got Max DeBernardi and Veronica Suburgia, a wonderful Americana duo who are actually Italian. They've been a couple of times before, including a set at the Big Wheel Blues Festival many years ago, and they're always wonderfully entertaining. Tickets are still available for that, etickets.im/et. From their album Backyard Favourites, this is Foggy River. Here's something a little bit different. This is by Barbara Zhu, that's XU. And with her ethereal voice front and centre, she accompanies herself on zithers, both from China, that's the Guzhen, and from Finland, the Kantele. In 2024, she started the Old Forest Echoes Association, composing music and producing concerts in Finnish old-growth forests to raise awareness and funds for their protection. From an album called Garden of Otava, this is White Stork Tower.
Breathless words rang that night. Once again, lost in our busy life. No space for love, no space for us. Years run by, sketch us tight. By Juan Haro
Here's a track by the Tannehill Weavers from their album Alchemy of the year 2000. It's called Mali Lee.
As Mally Lee came down the street, her cap was shined feet. She cast a look behind her back to see her negligee. And we're all gone east and west, all gone I-G. We're all gone east and west to courtin' Mally Lee. She had 12 lappets at her feet that flaunted gallantly, and ribbon knots at back and priest o' bonny Mally Lee. And we're all gone east and west, all gone I-G. We're all gone east and west to courtin' Mally Lee. As down the line the cannon gate, what goes a well degree, and many an ain't on through the good the comely city see. And we're all gone east and west, all gone I-G. We're all gone east and west to courtin' Mally Lee. The lass gave through the palace hall, and Cain said braw as she, a prince be agreed to dance with her, and early spawn free. And we're all gone east and west, all gone I-G. We're all gone east and west to courtin' Mally Lee. But Helen Brodie cleared them all with proud and glancing ee. He's one for either hat and pawn o' bonny Mally Lee. And we're all gone east and west, all gone I-G. We're all gone east and west to courtin' Mally Lee. And we're all gone east and west, all gone I-G. We're all gone east and west to courtin' Mally Lee.
Now, last Wednesday night I travelled all the way down south to Port Erin for a very special gig which was part of the Manannan Festival at the Erin Arts Centre. And it was, of course, Lisa Knapp and Jerry Diver. It was a fantastic night of wonderfully inventive music, performed by just the two of them, but what a sound they made. I'm going to play you a track now from their latest album, Hinterland, and this is probably one of the less folky tracks on the album, but it is great. It's called Train Song, and Lisa wrote the words as a list as she travelled from Leeds back down to London on the train.
Crow's Flit, Scots Pine, Floodplain, Sunshine, Bare Soil, Beige Scrub, Green Fields, Brown Mud, Church Clock, Homestead, Pasture, Seedhead, Graveyard, Old Stone, Wire Fence, Tree Alone, Power Lines, Metal Tracks, Grinding Wheels, Chimney Stacks, Looming Grey, Winter Scene, Bending Day, Riverine, Distant Hills, Poplars Tall, Hinterland, Caravans, Village Hall, Grazing Sheep, Shelter Belt, evergreens, tough grass, ploughed fields, hedgerow, silo, black earth, straight road, canal, houseboat, branches bare, tangled air, bird of prey, dormant clay, substation, stately home, sewage works, solar farm, viaduct, valleys deep, cable stretch, city reach. Car parks, concrete, skybound, full beam, billboard, pavement, bus stop, railings, red brick, archways, tower, black slate, dot matrix, masonry, double glaze, density, reflections, passageways, buddleia, pigeon grey, satellite, habitat, mobile mast, office space, aerial, classical, iron bridge, arch and crest, skyscraper, cathedral, coffee house, commercial, graffiti, scaffolding, silver birch, litter bin, riveted, suspension, composite, extension, Romanesque, metallic, modelist, electric, people walk, people wait, balustrade, new estate, people run, people talk, common gull, foxes stalk, yellow stocks, Portland stone, family, home alone, poverty, luxury, LED, GMT, midwinter.
Yes, it really was a fantastic gig at the Erin Arts Centre. Lisa Knapp and Jerry Diver. Do go and see them if you get the chance. Here's a short track by June Tabor. It's actually from the album A Cut Above by June Tabor and Martin Simpson.
As I was riding along in the height of my glory, as I was riding along, shall I tell you my story? Oh, I fell in love with a fair pretty maid, and I asked her to come along with me to see some pleasures and some fine company. Oh, I was on my way out to Portsmouth. She said, young man, if I come along with you, oh, it's I must be carried. She said, young man, if I come along with you, oh, it's I must be married. Oh, we lay all night in the farmer's barn, and she robbed me of me gold watch and me purse, and she gave to me 10 times what it was worth, though I was on me way out to Portsmouth. I says, damn, oh damn it to myself, and I paid for my learnings. I says, damn, oh damn it to myself, and I paid for my teachings. Now me all the summers put him right and born, and it's back unto the sea I must return. Oh, don't you think so lazy underneath the curse? So I was on my way out to Portsmouth.
Next up, a double helping from Trip and their new album In Terror's Keep. On the album, it's part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is Tune for Rowan, part 2 and Grian Vingulvain. Have I now played all the tracks from that new album by Trip, In Terror's Keep? I'll have to go back and check. And if not, I'll finish the job. Now, there's been great celebration in the Gallop household over in Cumbria, where my friends Mick and Rose have become grandparents for the first time. So congratulations to them, and of course to Joe and Bridget over in Donegal, where they've welcomed Oshin to the world. Mick messaged me and requests this next track, which is called Oshin, and it's by Brendan Ring from an album called Troublesome Things. Hopefully, he's not going to be a troublesome thing, and I'll follow it with a track called Oshin's Song by The Gloaming from The Gloaming 2. I put the Gaelic lyrics from that one into Google Translate to make sure they weren't inappropriate in some way. But to be honest, I can't really tell. They don't really make any sense. So first of all, Oshin by Brendan Ring, and then Oshin's Song by The Gloaming. Welcome into the world, Oshin.
As I wait for you upon the strand, for your return unto this land, I can't each grain of sand once touched by your hand. And I want to tell you I'd still be falling for you, falling like a sheen, falling like a sheen, falling like a sheen. If I had to tame the ocean steed to bring you back again, I'd tame the wildest wave to cradle you from pain. And I want to tell you I'd still be falling for you, falling like a sheen, falling like a sheen, falling like a sheen. And if I had to weave my fears to protect you from fate, I'd build a wall of tears where love is the only gate. And I want to tell you I'd still be falling for you, falling like a sheen, falling like a sheen, falling like a sheen. And I want to tell you I'd still be falling for you, falling like a sheen, falling like a sheen, falling like a sheen.
Oshin is Father the One, Eirik soos is echt en salem. Dimmig de Louis, dimmig de Naart. Gicher haka, inglo haruf. Dimmig me Louis, dimmig me Naart. Ho nach maren ka ik fjön. Ik leef ni helme speech, kjaldanish ni biengelum. De gringse glie, soos gnok. A vaderig is dochter Juan. Is a marig dat de gaan begroot. Is nach voor me go ertoes. Golle se kjol de barna voor ik jol. Giv voor valles een klier. Skalter nog lin, een litrige lies, en noem de neer, en door de vier. Smolig rovin glenn skoil. Nu mor harna marklet tra. Bevindelumse trust no gun. Nade skalse chlerig har. Horar dig de vige fjön. Norde lägger skit faglen ra. Bevinnena och naive kuelisa naigon tuer. Macher fan. De híhach fjön gnok. Nor de heinach gan lacht an dort fjön. De chyrch na galle an warach lua. Le man var bevinnen an klier.
I really enjoyed listening to that album again, The Gloaming 2, in digging out that track, Oshin's song, so I'm going to play another track from that album next week. But that's all I've got time for this week, except for one more track. It's by Will Pound on harmonica, and in this case it's Chris Drever on guitar, from Will's album, A Cut Above. It's The Soldier's Joy, Floating Candle and The Duchess. So I'll be back next week to play you more great folk and roots music from the Isle of Man and from all around the world, and I hope you'll join me then.